It's the MG Metro 6R4 Group B rally car from the 1986 Tour de Course. Here you are with the lovely United States Postal mailing box. Let's go ahead and cut that open. Once again, hoping I don't stab myself and have blood all over everything. Although I'd like to think that since I edit these ahead of time, that if I actually cut myself, I wouldn't show that on the video. But who knows? Depends on my mood that day. Alright, release the flaps here. Got a little bit of tape still there. Let's clip that real quick. Okay. And a lovely box full of styrofoam peanuts, my favorite packing material. Keeps my cars nice and safe. Let's dump those out. Alrighty, a box within a box. That's good. Always want my precious cargo to arrive undamaged. We'll pull that out, set the mailing box aside, and go ahead and cut this one open. Being extra careful with the knife here, since I know there's a package directly underneath this tape. Just lightly score that seam so as not to damage what's underneath. And what's that? Another box. A box within a box within a box. My mind is blown. This is an Otto car. I don't typically buy from Otto. However, I have a bit of a fetish for Group B rally cars, and this was the only Metro 6R4 I could find, so I went ahead and purchased it. This is a lower density foam than what you might find in a Mini Champs or Auto Art car, but still pretty good. And I'm going to break out the knife here and start cutting those seams. I'm slightly off camera because I'm working with the tripod today instead of the overhead camera. So this is a car that was driven by Didier Auriol in 1986. I briefly met Didier at the 2004 Goodwood Festival of Speed, or excuse me, 2014 Goodwood Festival of Speed. He autographed my ticket because I happened to be standing in the right place at the right time when a bunch of folks were screaming for him to autograph stuff. And I just happened to stick my ticket in there and he signed it. So I was happy about that. I got a good picture of him in the old Toyota Corolla rally car that he was driving that day, and some footage of him on video. This car's packed pretty good. Got the tissue paper and a plastic overwrap over top of that. It's not bolted down, but it's well cradled. Did have a, you'll see here in a second, I think, we'll pull this off and you'll see the one of the mud flaps come flying out of there. This is not the first car I've had where the mud flaps came loose. There's a lot of paint in that area, and oftentimes the glue is not fixed very well because paint doesn't, the kind of glue they use for these models doesn't adhere to paint very well. So I'll stick that back on when I get the opportunity. I'm not worried about that. The 6R4 is one of my favorite cars from the Group B era just because it was weird and wacky. I mean, the Metro, the Austin Metro, the MG Metro, the Rover Metro, whatever you want to call it, was just a little shitbox economy car, but they made it into a rally monster. And the engine from the 6R4 went on to power the Jaguar XJ220 in a slightly different form, but a lot of interesting history there because that engine is really a derivation of the Cosworth DFV. So just a really little cool chunk of British engineering from a foregone era, and just a really cool car, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. So once again, that's the Otto MG Metro 6R4.